Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform, please. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2013 release by Christophe Claret. This is the Kantharos, and it is 45 millimeters in diameter, in a combination of DLC titanium and rose gold. The watch is 16 millimeters thick, 52.8 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and it has a broad 23 millimeters spacing between the lugs. Kantharos, in Greek, a double-handled ceremonial drinking cup. I'm not sure precisely how that relates to this Monopusher chiming chronograph, but it does have a wonderful mystic allure to it. Taking a quick look at how the watch fits on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, you can see that it is the size of a large drinking cup. It's broad, incredibly so, and though it is improbably sitting underneath my cuff here, I would recommend you only wear this watch with a suit jacket cuff because a tight dress sleeve is not getting over this. And I can recommend it for a wrist of my size or larger, so let me pull my sleeve back so you can see my arm better. It fits. I could definitely wear this, but if my wrist were any smaller, there would be issues. Taking a look at the strap, you can see it is of exceptionally high quality. It's very thick, bolstered. It's a high-grade, large rectangular scale alligator leather. You can see it conforms to both the slope of the lugs and the curve of the case. There's a lot of bolstering in there to give it thickness and body. We have a contrasting red stitch. We have a broad folded edge. We have calf skin on the bottom. You can see this is a Christophe Claret factory strap in outstanding condition. The clasp is a meaty thing, as you can see. Double folding, twin trigger, and then we have a little slider on each side. So if I want, I can adjust in or I can adjust out, and I've got about 2 millimeters of incremental adjustment on each side for fine-tuning the fit, which is nice to have. As you can see, it's also possible to adjust on each side to change the manner in which the strap is clasped. We'll close this up so you can quickly see Christophe Claret. Claret making the dial, the case, and the movement of this watch. Claret has been a manufacturer of watch movements, watches, and watch parts to other brands since forever, and they have supplied over 24 other companies. But since about 2009, Claret, named after its founder, has been focusing on building watches under its own name, and so they've saved some of the best for their own. As you can see, this is a massive watch with a huge cup-like form. It truly does seem like there are two handles to this drinking cup. The Kantharos includes the contrast between DLC titanium, which is very scratch-resistant, and of course the polish of red gold. You can see we've got a Monopusher chronograph with a single pusher, and then we have some knurling on the crown to give it a little bit of a contrasting color character. Christophe Claret logo outboard. We have a bit of a serration in the rose gold bezel, and then inboard of that, just a little strip of black titanium for contrast. Let's do a quick loom shot here. As you can see, the watch is very sporty, and that's not just the dial. It's the sub-registers as well. The registers and the seconds hand can be seen in the dark, so it's a rather extraordinary watch to see when the lights are out, and it's very readable. The dial is a media blasted gray. We have a ring that sits as a sort of grill atop the dial base, and on that the numerals and the indices are mounted. Now we also have a sapphire at center sitting on top of a sort of differential, or a remontoir is probably the best term for it, a remontoir d'égalité constant force device that ensures that while this watch is running, and it runs for 48 hours when fully wound, it will maintain constant balance amplitude for exacting precision. Now, what sets this apart from a lot of other chronographs is that it is remarkably vocal. When you start, stop, and reset, it activates a chime. You can see the striker up here at about 10 o'clock, and that strikes a cathedral gong, which is like a minute repeater gong, but instead of one ring around the movement, a cathedral gong goes around 1.5 times. It creates a richer sound. You can also see that we have two registers. It is an instantaneous jumping minutes display, so we have minutes and then we have a hour display. The watch does include hacking or stop seconds, as you can see. Let's have a listen. It sounds great. Claret is well known for striking watches, and in fact, many striking watches built by other brands, such as Ulysse Nardin, have drawn heavily on Christophe Claret's experience in making chiming watches, sonneries, minute repeaters, and of course, strikers like this one. As you can see, it is an elaborate movement. It is all in-house. The 75 jewel movement has an incredible 558 pieces. It is beautifully finished. As you can see, no expense was spared here, right down to sharp interior angles, black polish, a combination of silver satin steel components with mirrored bevels, and nickel anthracite atop the bridges and on the plates. All screw heads are polished with chamfered slots in circumference. It is a unidirectional winder that uses a platinum mass for maximum winding efficiency and, for the same reason, ceramic rotor bearings. It is a column wheel vertical clutch chronograph. You can see the column wheel in action, and it does have a vertical clutch, so when it engages without any jump or stagger, and you can leave it running full-time if you wish because of the vertical clutch. So you have a constant force device, a striking system, and a Monopusher chronograph, all in an automatic winding watch that is immaculately hand-finished from a company that only makes a small number of watches per year under its own name. Reach out to me, Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com, if you love this sporty watch. I should be clear, the only other specification I haven't shared, it is a 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate, or 3 hertz, and it is 30 meters water resistant, so sporty but not an aquatic sports watch. Again, Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing.